Hello, watching my fan, table fan.
I'm going to small soup. I can wait toilet so.
For 2,000.
Simple man.
Eh?
Today, my problem.
If I press green, make I bend, squeeze. What? Make
Red
mumu. You see the same way. I won't say my own is even better than saying I'm looking for other guys. At least
Good
put the
morning, ma.
mention that are like two,
Good
3 years older than me. How do you say
Please,
press grade
can you mute
mad?
everybody?
It's not
Ramo.
for somebody that is
Mute your
just
mic
1 year
now.
older
Oh,
than
God.
me.
We don't see your iPhone, Alawa. We don't see your
Please,
iPhone.
how do we? Are you making me host or you are doing everything from your side?
Have you gotten it? Me, I just got her. She's there. The person that wants her and she approve her. Okay,
The one you sent to me, I've already shared that one,
now she has come back. She has still
Please,
brought
can
and
it.
you mute?
we are already in the group
Before she
chat.
left the house.
So okay, okay. So I should hold on till you do that.
Just get sense. Try.
You should mute your mic. I've been not small.
But wait, clear head. I know the grace. Now they talk. Now the grace.
Who is that now? What's this?
Okay, well, this
Ẹ bá
guy.
ṣeré o. Okay, mo
What's
ti
the
gbọ́.
meaning of all this thing now? This is not our first time of
Ó máa
working.
ṣeré but ó lọlẹ̀.
Abiola, Abiola.
Pé wàá kàn.
Ruth, please mute everybody now, please.
The person don't know we are human.
Good morning, everyone. Please just hold on. The facilitator will soon join you. So Dr. Sarah will soon join you. Sorry for the delay. So she will soon be with you shortly.
So today my name is Dr. Akivodu Sarah. Another topic with course code BUS 120. I believe we have 3 departments in the class: accounts, biz admin, and finance. Okay, please let's pay attention. So today we are looking at our topic titled planning. So at the end of, what are the learning outcomes that you are to go home with? Number 1, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to define and use correctly all the keywords written in red. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to discuss the meaning of planning. You will be able to explain the characteristics of planning. You will be able to identify the importance of planning. You will be able to explain steps involved in planning process. You will be able to identify limitations of planning, and you will be able to explain based on its classifications. Now, introduction. In every organization, okay, that has regard or no regard for planning, or they are just like, a sailboat without its rudder. The rudder, it's the steering that used to control the boat. Okay, so without planning, organizations are subject to the winds of organizational change. Planning is one of the most important and crucial functions of management. And without planning, business become absurd in nature and the decisions become meaningless. Okay, so it is in this light that you will be exposed to some fundamental knowledge about planning as one of the major functions of the management. Before now, you have been taught what management is. So let's quickly remind ourselves that what is management? It is the process of getting things done through others. Okay, it is the process of getting things done effectively and efficiently with and through other people. Okay, so we have functions of management, and they are various. We have different theories that I've talked about. We have Henry Fayol that talked about 14 other classical theories that talk about the core functions of management. They used to be POCC. That's the acronym. P means planning, O means organize. The third C means comment. The third C needs commands, while the fourth C coordinates, and the last C is control. Okay, so later, as time goes on through the research, the 2C, the command and the coordinates, were merged together to represent leading. Okay, so we now have POCC now changed to POLC. Okay, and the first of all those functions happen to be planning. Okay, for you to know how important. So that is what we'll be looking at today. Now, what is planning? Planning is the process of setting goals, establishing objectives, and finding ways to achieve those set objectives. In simple words, we can just say planning is deciding in advance what is to be done, when to be done, where, how, and by whom it is to be. Okay? Another definition: planning is the art or process of for something. Why plan? There are two different words. We have planning and plans. Why plan is a predetermined course of action to achieve a specified goal. Okay, one is a process. Okay, the other one is a predetermined course of action to achieve a goal. Okay, now we are still talking about definition of planning and intenses characterized by thinking, doing, by thinking before doing. Another thing that we can say about planning, it is a plan of mind. Stated that earlier. Okay. Now we look at the meaning or the definition of planning. Let's look at planning. Planning it involves intellectual process because it involves brain work, thinking. It consists of the organization. It is a primary function of management. Like I said, there are 5 major ones. It precedes other functions. Planning is the first, followed by organizing, followed by leading, and followed by controlling. So among those major ones, planning happens to be the primary function. The first one, it precedes others, while other functions follow. Planning is a continuous process. Okay, one of the characteristics is it is continuous in nature. It is a continuous process. You don't say because you have done a particular plan today on a particular objective, oh, you have done. No, it is a continuous process. Number 2, it's spread out to other managerial activities. Okay, it's spread out to other managerial activities. Now, after the characteristics of planning, the next is importance of planning. Why is the significance? Why is it important? Why do I have to plan? Number 1, it reduces uncertainty. Remember, we live in an environment where things are about to change. Organization lives in an environment where it's dynamic. It is not static. Okay, things changes overnight. Okay, so when you have your plan at work, it reduces uncertainty. And what is an uncertainty? Things that are not certain. Okay, that UN is a prefix. Okay, that is at the back. So things that is not certain, that is not sure. Okay, now after that, it's better resources utilization. When you have proper plan in place, it will enable you to utilize your resources in your organization. Number 3, it increases of organization. It makes you to perform your organization very well because you have your plan and you know what it is to do and what you are not to do, even in the midst of competition. Since you have your plan and you are already at the verge of planning, you have your organization goal achieved. Number next is it reduces performance costs. It makes you to concentrate on objectives and it helps in coordination. It makes control to become effective. It encourages innovations. It increases competitive strength. It facilitates delegation because in the process of doing your planning, majority of all this, if not more than, would have been factored into your planning process. Now, the question might come to you, what is planning? You answer, planning is a process of setting goals, establishing objectives, and finding ways to achieve those set objectives. Now, let's look at planning process. The planning process comprises of the following steps. Number 1, okay, you want to plan. How do you go about it? You have to follow a process. You don't just do it haphazardly or anyhow. There are processes like steps that you need to follow. Number 1, you must recognize the need for action. As an organization, as a manager in an organization, okay, there are environments. You operate in an environment, there are internal and external. You must be able to identify, maybe you are aware of an opportunity in the environment, okay? So there must be a need for an action, okay? So that is the first thing. Number 2, you now establish the objectives or goals. What are objectives and what are goals? There are difference between the two, but some use them interchangeably, but as a manager, you should know the difference this morning. When we are talking about a goal is an achievable outcome, okay, that is generally broad, okay, and it has long time, okay. It is long, it's usually long. It is not short, it is not middle, it has longer time, okay. But when we are talking about objective, it's shorter term and it defines the measurable action to achieve an overall goal. For instance, you are here in the class listening to the lecture. What is your goal? Okay, what do you want to achieve after 5 years? Okay, or after particular year that you put into this program? That is a long, you want to have your degree, okay? You want to have your certificate, you want to become as a BSc holder. That is a goal. Now, the objective, what you need to do, what you are doing now, in order to make you to get closer to that place, okay? And you are not in the classroom. It is one, and you see, it's shorter, okay? And now, when we are talking about the objective, it must have 5. We have SMART, we use SMART acronym. It must be specific, okay? It must be measurable, okay? It must be achievable. It must be realistic, and it must be time bound. Okay, so that is for that. Now, number 3, you develop your planning premises, okay, by bringing about assumption. Okay, this is what you want to achieve. This is way to go about it. These are the things I need to do. You base them on assumption. They are assumption because you have not, you are still in the midst of the process. You are still trying to carry out the information that will make you to, the plan has not been actualized. So it's based on assumption. It has not come to realistic. So reality, okay, it is still based on premises. Now, you determine alternatives. Okay, if I want to achieve this, what are the ways to go about it? You have alternative A, you have alternative B, you have C, you have option A, B, C, D. Okay, now after that, you now evaluate. Okay, if I should take this, what will be the advantage? What will be the disadvantage? If I should take B, what will I gain? What will I lose? So you compare and contrast, you evaluate in terms of cost and all that. Now you now select the best alternative. After that, you formulate your plans. And immediately you do that, after you have chosen, you formulate, you now implement the plan, whatever you have chosen. So this is a diagram that talks about planning process. The number 1 is identification of the beware of opportunity in your environment. You establish objectives, you develop plans, alternative plans, you determine, you evaluate, you select the best alternative, you formulate supporting plan, and you establish the sequence of activities, or you implement the action that you have, you implement the one that steps. What are the steps involved in planning process? Action goals, develop a planning process, determine alternatives, evaluations, and selecting the best, okay, in formulating and establishing or implementing the plan. There are limitations of planning. It enables you to get things done. What are the limitations? What are the impediments? What are the constraints? Number 1, there are several limitations of planning. However, these are the major ones, okay? It has tendency to make administration inflexible since it is a rigid process, okay? So because of that, I have to follow it rigidly. Number 2, it can be misdirected or biased, depending whoever is handling it, okay? Number 3, not very effective in an environment which is not certain or dynamic. Number 4, unreliable data makes planning ineffective. Number 5, It involves large costs. Number 6, it involves time-consuming process. Okay, Ernest raised his hand. Okay. Please, can you?
Good morning, ma.
Morning,
Good
Ernest.
ma. Can you hear me, ma?
Good morning. Yes, I can hear you.
You said it can be misdirected and biased. Please, can you explain it more? I didn't really get it.
Okay. Yes. When we are talking about planning, it's been carried out by a certain set of people. Okay. It's not that it's just happened on its own. So the people in charge of that plan that are carrying out the activities themselves or as a group or individual, okay, if they did not direct that very well, if they did not carry out those processes very well, it can lead to misdirection, okay? Or if they are being biased by trying to maybe when they know that, oh, if you carry out this particular plan, this is what it's going to be. And they know that it may not favor them or favor their department. They can decide to tweet or to twat or to make it not the way it's supposed to be. So by considering their own personal interest at the expense of organizational interest, okay? So in that process, it will not be effective because the planning, it has a procedure, it has steps that needs to be followed properly. Or in the process of carrying out those plans, the people that are handling the plans are trying to consider their personal interest at the detriment of the organizational interest. It will be biased, it will be ineffective, it will serve as limitation to the main reason why the planning is being carried out. Are you okay with the explanation, Favor? Okay. Now let's continue. We have types of planning. When we are talking about types of planning, there are ways you can differentiate them. So we have different classifications. So under this, on the basis of each of those, hierarchy, uses, contingency, time frame, and the functional areas. So under the hierarchy, when we are talking about hierarchy, it has to do with, the levels in an organization. It can be in an organization. Okay, today we are dealing with organization here. Okay, based on status. In an organization, we have middle level managers, we have lower level managers, and we have top level managers. And we have those that are operational levels. Okay, so the types of plan is being categorized, is being based on these 5 points that are being listed here. So each of these bases still has other subdivisions, which we are going to discuss now. Okay, first we have operational plans. Under the classification on the basis of uses of, we have single-use plans, we have standing plans. Under the classification on the basis of contingency, we have flexible. I'm still going to explain each and every one of this. We have specific. Under the classification on the basis of time frame, we have short-term and we have medium terms, we have long-term plans. And under the classification on the basis of functional areas, we have production plans, marketing plans, financial plans, and then human resources plans. Okay. Now let's look at them one after the other. Under the classification on the basis of hierarchy, the level of an individual manager in an organization. Okay. The strategic plans, they define an organizational long-term vision, specify what business the organization ought to be in, and stipulate how the organization intends to make its vision a reality. This type of strategic plans, it is not done by all the levels of the managers or in an organizations. It is being carried out by the top level managers, okay? And the next one is tactical. Tactical refers to the tactics, the strategies that the organization plans to use to achieve what has been outlined in the strategic plan. So the two work pari so it's like a supporting plan. So tactical plans are the things, are the strategies, okay, organization use or carrying out in order to achieve what has been outlined in the strategic plans. And the third one is operational. The operational has to do with day-to-day running of organization. So all those decisions that is being conducted or that being carried out in order to carry out the daily transactions of organizations, it's been classified to operational plans. So as I've said earlier, under the classification on the basis of hierarchy, we have strategic plans, tactical plans, and operational plans. Now, under the classification on the basis of users, remember the diagram we are trying to explain. We have different five. We have the first one is classification on the basis of hierarchy. That has been explained. So followed by the classification on the basis of users. So that is where we are now, okay? And under this, we have two. We have single-use plans and standing plans. What does this mean, or what do they mean? Under the single-use plans, they are developed for unique situations or problems and are usually replaced after one use. So it is meant for a particular use. So you don't use it for another, okay? Okay, no, another one is the standing plans. They are designed to cover issues that manager face repeatedly. For example, maybe manager wants to decide to develop a standing policy to be implemented each time an employee comes in late. So they, okay, instead of us using single plans to attend to worker A or employee B, let's just bring out a standing plan, okay? That's a standing policy that binds on any workers that comes in late to the organizations. So you keep on using. So anytime an employee comes into an organization late, you go to that SOP, like in the bank, they use what they call standing operation procedure. Not only bank, standardized organizations do use it. So they just go to the book and check, okay, if somebody, what is the plan? What plan does the organization have? What do we do? So they say, this is what we do to address this particular situation. So we call that standing plans. So we have this type of plans under the uses. Classification on the basis under users. Now the third one is classification on the basis of contingency. Let's go back to the table and see what we have there. We have flexible plans and we have specific plans. Now let's explain them. Now, what do we mean by contingency? It is a plan that is being developed, such as an alternative course of action to be implemented if events disrupt a planned course of action. Contingency means something that is not planned for. It just happened. Like, okay. So it can be flexible, you can use flexible, you can use specific plans. So under the flexible, they are developed to react effectively and make changes in accordance to sudden change on such projects. In order to address that contingency plan situation, they are designed for a particular changes for that particular thing that happens. So in this case, to arrest the sudden change or the contingency plan in that situation. So we have flexible. Flexible, it means it may not be specific, okay? It can just come up the way it comes. That is when you address it. But the specific has to be a particular changes. That is what you use it to address. Remember, contingency, something that is sudden. Now, the next one is classification on the basis of time frame. Let's go back to the table and say, under the classification on the basis of time frame, we have short-term plans, we have medium-term plans, and we have long-term plans. Okay, now let's go to the explanation slide. Under the short-term plans, it is also known as operational planning. Remember, when we are talking about operational, we made mention of it day to day, what you do on a regular basis, cover activities that unfold relatively quick and usually cover a period of 1 or less. It is short term and it is operational. Sorry for using that. It is operational plan. Okay, so we can use it within 1 year or less, okay, because it is short it is short time frame, and we call it operational because we use it. Operation, you use it to carry out your activities in organizations. Okay, so those are the plans that you can quickly come up with, and it usually covers a period of 1 year or less. So it can be 1 month, it can be 2 months, it can be 6, but usually a year. Now, after that, we have medium term. This focus on the development except the traditional operating period, which is just 1 year, okay, and usually between 1 or 5 years. So this one takes longer period than that short term, okay. Why the third one is long-term plans. This focus on the basic goal that has to do with the strategy for growth and development, and usually covers the period of over 5 years. So it is long-term frame. Now, the last on that table is on the basis of functional areas. Remember, in an organization, under the functional areas, we have different departments, okay? So there are plans that are being carried out in order to, address the day-to-day operation at the lower level organization units. And what today? These functional units are production, marketing, human resources, and finance. Each of these departments have their own plans. They have their own goals. They have their own objectives. They have their own targets, okay? So when they have their own target, definitely the target will be to, their own objective is to be able to meet their target at the end of each month. By the time they are called to come and appraise, or to the time to come and evaluate, or by the time the organization comes to appraise them. So because they have different functions to perform, they also have different objectives, but all of them have one goal in order to achieve an organizational goal, but they have different objectives in an organization. Then makes them to have different plans, okay? So we have this classification on the basis of functional areas. So the plan that the people in marketing department we have will be different from that of finance, will be different from those in production department, and will be different from those that are in human resources department. In summary, we are able to learn what planning process is. We talk about it is the process of setting goals, establishing objectives, and finding ways to achieve those set objectives. We look at different characteristics of planning. We look at why planning is important as a management function. We look at steps involved in planning process. We also look at limitations, okay, that affect planning. We also look at types of plans based on different classifications, such as hierarchy, uses, time frame, contingency, and functional areas. So that's come to the end of the lecture. So we are now in question and answer. So if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Unmute yourself, raise up your hands, and then do ask. Thank you. Yes, I can hear Christiana Zeze. Please, you have the floor. Can you ask your
Good
question?
morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please, my own is not a question. I just want to let me go back, like the slide out all the slides that you have on your system, so that I can capture them, because I came in late. I was unable to log in on time.
Okay, you came in late.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Let me slide so I can capture them from the start. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
O ti kọ́ máa nìyẹn.
Huh?
Yes. So, okay, I think yes. Please speak. Please ask your mute yourself. Wow. Okay.
Good morning, ma. Hello, ma.
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma.
Yes.
Yeah, ma. I said this planning process.
Okay.
Can one introduce it to all this one-man business? Can one introduce it to one-man business?
Yes, of course, you can.
Okay.
Either one-man business or two-man business, as long as it is a business, it is an organization. You have a goal. You have a particular things to achieve. Okay, you have a goal. You have a vision. You have a mission of your business, of your enterprise. So you can. Why not? But it's just that you will need people to work along with you as time goes on. You know, when if you are just one person, that means you will be the only one doing the thinking. You understand? You gather your information. Do you get? But when you are two or three, or you must, the more you are getting, bigger, the more your organization is growing, the more you have more people in your team, because it is a thinking process. It is not just you just dab into, you have to get enough data, enough information in order to do your proper planning. Do you understand? So you can. It is not only a very big organization that can do this. Do you understand? You even need it at initial stage, because in order to guide your business at the grassroots.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, ma. And again, ma, please, ma, can you make all these slides available to the class rep so that she can share it with us?
I will be glad to do that. No problem.
All right. Thank you, ma.
You're welcome. Next person, please. Yes, Ajibade.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes,
yeah, good morning. This is Patience, ma.
Okay, good morning.
Okay, ma.
Ask
Concerning
your
this,
question, and yes.
okay, ma. Concerning this planning process, what if it's happened to work? You work in an organization that there's no, there's just single management that is there to implement the rules. Then the other arms, maybe they are shared. The company is divided into two. The other one has their own organization that maybe they have supervisor included, they have HR, but they're having the same plan. But the manager here is not abiding with the rules that they are giving it to her. What will happen in that kind of
Patience, please. Can you please, hello, patient, please, can you speak up? Your voice is fainting now,
This is my network.
Yes. You can speak at that volume now. I can hear very well.
Hello,
hello?
ma.
Yes,
Hello,
yes,
ma.
yes. Yeah, maintain that volume. Yes,
Okay, ma.
continue.
My question was, I was asking concerning the plan, because you said the under organization there's that's people that are setting the plan. There's other people that will implement the plan also. So I was saying that what if it happened to work in an organization that is only a manager that it's managing the whole company? Then if she's not
Okay.
able, she doesn't have the eyes
Yes.
to see the other people, or the other people that are doing the, like, are supposed to implement them to use the rules and work.
Okay.
What will happen in that kind of situation, ma?
Thank you. See, in the process, we made mention of delegation. As a manager in an organization, you can't be everywhere at the same time. Okay, so you make use of what we call delegation. You have to delegate. It may be among those people, or that you know that this person can coordinate this type of people or this set of people. Do you understand? That have good character and that can behave at a particular, or that have particular qualifications. And if the person does not even have particular qualification, but has this, criteria that being more mature and more knowledgeable than them, and this person can handle those people very well, there won't be problem. So you can delegate that aspect to somebody in that unit, so that you will not be the one that will be you trying to handle your own activities, and you will also be there. It's not possible. You are not omnipresent. You cannot be everywhere at the same time. So you make use of what you call delegation. And we say one of the benefits of planning, it enables a delegation. It enhances delegation. So you delegate. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma. And still, ma, what happens when the person they choose to implement the rules is not well educated in that terms, and maybe you are the one that this management stuff. There's a way they set their plan. There's a way they set their plan. You cannot if actually they give me, let me use myself as an example. They give me a post of, okay, let me supervise these people, and maybe the person under me is trying to make me understand that, okay, this is not how it is. Okay, me as because I'm in that position that, okay, I'm not going to listen to that person. What happened to that person? Can the other person now move to the management to, okay, make inquiry, ma, please, can I do this? Because I've worked in a place that you don't have access to the HR or the management department.
Patience, please, can you just summarize your question? Please just summarize your question so that we can have the time to attend to all this.
Okay,
just go straight to the point. What exactly is your question?
Because you said that
hello,
there's other
patients. Why? Hello, patient. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, ma, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you, ma. It's like my network.
Just go straight to the point, please. Or do you want to put a chat, but just type it as a chat? So
that's what I'm doing, ma. That's what I'm doing, ma.
So that we orders. Okay. So person, please. We have questions to do together before let's quickly answer this question where you're trying to unmute yourself. So we are going to answer this question. Everybody must participate. So all the female in the class, we answer question number 1. Can you all see my slide? And all the male, we answer question number 2. We go that way. So when we get to question number 5, both the male and the female, we answer question number 5. So we are going to have the first. Planning is one of the most important and crucial dash of management. Please, female.
Functions of management.
Process of management.
Management.
Function of management.
Functions 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 of management.
Planning is an intellectual process
Functions of management.
because of dash. Number 2,
Involves thinking.
Involves thinking. Yes.
Involves thinking.
So number 3.
It involves thinking.
Number 3. This question, yes, for the female. Plans can be categorized under different classifications on the basis of the following, except dash. Frequency. Number 4. Classification on the basis of hierarchy comprises of dash, comprises of dash.
Tactical and operational.
Did you say
strategic?
Okay, don't answer for them. Let the male answer for themselves.
Tactical and
Allow the
operational
moderator
plans.
to answer
Tactical and
the
operational plans.
question.
Wait, let her talk now.
Tactical and operational
Tactical
plan.
Female,
applicational plan.
female, don't
Are you a
answer.
man?
Let
Are you
the
a
male
male?
answer.
Yes, please.
Strategy,
Okay, we should not
tactical
answer.
and operational
Long term
plans.
plans
As
are
a persona like this,
classified
I
as
don't get those year what they
time
mean.
frame.
Strategy,
Ah, God.
tactical and operational plans.
Time frame.
Host, please, just mute
It's
this
Tactical,
thing.
Contingency.
Tactical operational plan.
everybody, female or
experience and sometimes that are
male.
strong under
So
the routine.
don't
Uh,
plan classify
I
or
think on I think on
what?
I think it's time frame. No, I'm not talking to you.
Mute your mic,
Because it's
Jerry.
time.
Time frame.
Number 5.
Number 5 is time frame.
Ma five ma.
Con-
Maybe
is contingency.
Consider
Time frame. Time
time
frame.
what is
frame.
your answer?
Time frame.
Time
Time
frame.
frame.
Time frame.
It's time frame.
Time frame.
Time
Time
frame.
frame.
Time
Time
frame.
frame. Time frame.
Frame.
Time frame.
Time frame.
Time frame.
Number 5 is time frame.
Time frame.
Time frame is number 5.
Oh my goodness. God.
Thank you everyone for listening. So I'm going to send you the slides.
Bye. See you next
Bye.
class.
Bye.
Yes, man. The
Bye.
slide.
Thank you, ma. Thank you for
You're
your
welcome.
lecture.
Thank you very much,
We
madam.
enjoyed your class.
Thank
You
you.
You're
are
most welcome.
You're welcome.
Bye.